As a gear reviewer on YouTube, I was recently given the opportunity to test out the latest innovation in camping gear, a tent made out of lab-grown meat. The concept was intriguing, and I was excited to see how it would hold up in the wilderness. The tent arrived in a vacuum-sealed package, and I was immediately impressed by its weight. It was much lighter than any other tent I've used before, which was a huge plus. The setup process was surprisingly easy and quick, and the tent felt sturdy once it was up. However, things started to get interesting when I noticed a strange odor coming from the tent. It smelled like, well, meat. I was skeptical at first, but I decided to give it a try anyway. The inside of the tent was spacious and well ventilated, so I wasn't too worried about the smell. The first night was an experience to say the least. I noticed that the tent was attracting all sorts of insects, including ants, flies, and mosquitoes. It was a bit of a nuisance, but I was able to get some sleep. The next morning, I noticed that the tent had started to change color and the texture was becoming more rubbery. It was at this point that I realized that the tent was not only made of lab-grown meat, but it was also still alive. I quickly packed up my gear and made my way out of the tent as fast as I could. The thought of sleeping in a tent made of live meat was just too much for me to handle. In conclusion, I would not recommend this tent to anyone. The concept is interesting, but the reality is that it's just not practical. The smell, the insects, and the fact that it's still alive are all major drawbacks that make it unsuitable for camping. If you're looking for a durable and practical tent, I would suggest sticking with traditional materials.